Go on here, say Tunica Travel. There we go.
Right.
Perfect picks for Tunica Travel. There we go. Shout out. What's up? Facebook, YouTube, Periscope / Twitter.
We everywhere.
Everybody out there, what's good?
Like Kenfo Jones, man.
I'm
trying to recruit
an ad lib.
All right, Sheedy, you were right about us not knowing who our president would be. So,
well,
on November 3rd.
I wish people would give us more of a chance. We're bigger than sports, man. We tell the future for sure. Tunica Trevor is telling you the future. I'm telling you the future. You just got to get into it. But the only way to get into it is to get to class on time. And I was late. I'll say that because we're live.
Second class in a row.
You finna get fired.
Thankfully, I have tenure though. So we good. So I just need everyone to just in the screen. I just want you to show me 1, 2, 3. Just show me your screen. 1, 2, 3. 2 for those that are in Arizona, like Tuke, who don't know how to go to 3. That's fine.
I'm from Memphis. Shout out to Memphis City Schools. They ain't teach me nothing.
That has nothing to do with me now. But 1, I wanted to do 1, 2, 3 for a reason. 1, there is literally only one state that did not have early voting. Y'all know which one that was, right?
Mississippi.
What is that?
Now you listen to the song, right? But that's a law that hopefully is going to change for the next election. They were literally the only state that did not have mail-in voting or early voting, but they did suffer from a lot of votes being cast in absentee. I said 2 and 3. So talking about absentee, 2 million, right? There's 2 million absentee votes in the state of Pennsylvania. I said 3 because the amount of absentee ballots that are in the state of Pennsylvania are 3 times the current population of Memphis. So just imagine if everybody mailed in their ballots in Memphis 3 times over. That's what we're waiting on, especially in the state of Pennsylvania. But I just want to drop those facts. I also wanted to do a game of charades. Y'all cool with that? Y'all ever did charades in school, right? No.
I'm good for a little charades.
All right. We'll start off real basic, okay? What I want to talk about are more or less the election results, but I want to put like a spin to it, okay? So I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some facts about some things, and you're going to name the actual state, okay? So now you know you can limit your vocabulary to 50. If you want to count, Puerto Rico, but
Puerto Rico, yeah.
States, all right. So this state is declared. The state fish is the Chinook salmon. Okay, Chinook salmon. Excuse me. And milk was selected as the state beverage in 1997. Any guesses?
Delaware.
Nope.
It sounds like some stuff that we're doing. Delaware.
Washington.
Ohio.
No.
Vermont.
No. All right.
Oregon.
Now let me give you this one. Nike.
Going to you, Gilsey.
Oregon, right? Oregon, right?
Okay.
Oregon has become the first U.S. state to decriminalize possession of hard drugs like heroin, LSD, and everything like else. And that was by 58%. All right. Now, that was Oregon. Now, moving on. So now you know at least one less state, right? This state is the first state of the union. It literally only has 3 counties. What state do you think I'm discussing?
That's Delaware. That's Delaware.
Delaware, yeah.
Easy does it, right? Yeah.
I see y'all paying attention to class.
So as we know, Delaware did welcome Sarah McBride. Sarah McBride being the first open transgender in the Congress itself. All right. Now I got one more for you, and I know you've been doing your homework. So this state, the state animal is the mule. My fault. And the song of this is "The Home of the Blues," is known as their state song. Any guesses as to what state I'm discussing?
Mississippi.
You gotta be Mississippi, right?
Close. I've already said Mississippi though. So That's a lot.
Big Blues.
It starts with an M though.
Man.
Maine is incorrect as well.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
Montana.
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 Is it Missouri?
Memphis.
Missouri.
Nelly, St. Louis,
Missouri.
Okay.
Hey, I just know Missouri. I just know it's the show me state. It's all.
Yeah, I didn't want to give you that. So that's too easy.
That's too easy.
That's why I want to talk about the milk and stuff like that. But anyways, just want to let you know that in the state of Missouri, a lady by the name of Cori Bush, who is a Black Lives Matter activist, was the first Black congresswoman to win the vote. And she won with 79% of that vote. So congratulations to the state of Missouri. And for those that remember Missouri and what Missouri has been going through, awesome to see a woman of color in a leadership role. Now, let's talk about Tennessee.
Really?
Really?
What I was like, what is there to talk about?
I mean, we know the obvious, right? Obvious being what? Y'all can come off me and tell me what the obvious is.
The 10,000.
10,000.
Or the Shelby County voted as Democrat as always.
Or Margaret Bradshaw didn't win.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot. Let's start with, I guess we'll start from the top and work our way down. Biden did an amazing job in Memphis, in Nashville, the state of Memphis, and the whatever you want to call Nashville.
Up the street.
And everything else was red, which goes to our Republic State and Governor Lee, right? Haggerty did beat Bradshaw. It was 63-35 as a Republican to Democrat. I don't believe she's ready yet, but I mean, not yet ready in a political standpoint and how to speak professionally. For those that don't know, she really wasn't even supposed to be the person that wins the Democratic part to go against him. She actually just won miraculously, and we saw the result from there. No disrespect to her, though. Now, I do want to talk about this, and then we can open up the floor for more discussion. Of all 9 districts of Tennessee, I want you guys to tell me how many do you believe became Republican? There are 9 districts. Of the 9 districts, how many do you believe are Republican now? I'll start with Sharkey, then go Took, Trevor, Skylar, Savage.
Give me 7.
I was gonna go 7. Give me 7.
7. 7 sounds about right.
6.
Okay, LB's want to lock in with 6. The correct response was 7.
Sheesh.
We're trying to be different.
Yeah. Of course, the 2 districts that did not vote for Republican also are Davidson County, right, and Shelby County, which
Shelby County, of course,
majority Black, and have our representation. So from Memphis, it's Steve Cohen for District 9, and Tim Cooper for District 5. He actually ran unopposed as well in Nashville. So I'm giving us this knowledge because 1, it's not over. 2, the same amount of people that are coming out right now need to come out again in 2 years, and make sure we do that change, because again, it's not about Trump or Biden in office. It's really who surrounds us, who's making decisions for us. Shout out to everyone that did already vote, even if you took somebody to go and vote. But I just want to make sure that we are educated in regards to that. Do you guys have any questions about those results or the results that are still coming in?
Not a question about the results, but me trying to get an understanding of why Mississippi is the only state to not have early voting. That sounds like the most Mississippian thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So why has that rule not passed in Mississippi? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Number one, voter suppression. There you go.
But Mississippi showed out to tell you that they wanted that municipal marijuana out there, so they are present.
I'm shocked that it actually got through.
I mean, clearly everybody's doing it. Is there anything else before I leave you all with one last thing to close out? Anything else? Go ahead.
Absolutely. That $10,000 I referred to for the people that didn't think that Kanye or Mario West will be running for president. 10,000 people from the state of Tennessee voted for him, and that was the most in any state, even in Illinois, where he's from. So that let you know about the people that voted for Kanye. Jokes on you.
Yep.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss, man. You're absolutely right.
And just for sake of time, I want to leave us with this. Voting means a lot more than just your counting of the vote. Your vote also makes sure you're registered. And when you're registered, you actually become a juror. When you're a juror, you can make decisions about, like, you know, Brown and Taylor cases, right? And things like that. So it's much more than just punching a ticket for your ballot. Also make sure you are set up for jury duty, whenever that may be. Many, I would say like 95% of companies are going to make sure that you're off if you do have jury duty, to make sure that we are represented in that jury, because it should be a jury of people's peers. If you look at Breonna Taylor's peers, they didn't look like Breonna Taylor. If you look at other cases, they didn't look like us. They didn't look like us because, one, we weren't registered to vote. And then two, even if you're registered to vote, did not accept to be on jury duty. Please keep that in mind. Again, places will pay you for that, but you have to be a part. Go ahead, Shark.
I thought you couldn't. Like, I thought you got jury duty. You had to go. Like, I thought 1-0 not accepting.
You do have to go.
Yeah,
there's ways around
Yeah,
it.
There's ways around it, because it's like the selection process is like stupid long. So they ask like almost any and everything related to whatever that case is. And if there's something, if they feel that you could be a bias, then that's the way they'll let you know.
I remember, like, when I had jury duty, I was actually sitting next to somebody I knew. You know what I'm saying? So it was either they had to choose actually between me and her, and luckily she had to, you know what I'm saying, bounce, which was good for her because she didn't have to stay.
Yeah. Thank you for your civil duty, man, and thank y'all for your time. And at this point, we all know.
All right.
But right kick jury duty. I've never had it, and all I could think about is the episode of Martin.
That's how that process really goes, though. Like, for real.
Without the funny.
Yeah, if you have disagreeing parties and stuff.
Right, that joke was hilarious.
They still make plans? Say plans.
Yeah. Never mind. Let's go.
we live now.
Right. To get back to this food stuff now. All right. Let's be real. 112. But how about it?
Steelers and Cowboys game this weekend.
Who cares?
Blowout.
Yeah, I don't think nobody cares, bro.
Gosh. Man's team is 3-5. No, he doesn't care about anybody else's team. Ain't that something?
Cold world.
Who playing quarterback for the Cowboys?
That's what I want to know.
Me? I play.
Aiden's pulling up right now. Look at that.
All
I'm
right.
trying to find a random person. I'm telling you.
Okay. First up, breaking news. All right. This happened about an hour, or it happened earlier today, but I'm going to bring it to the table. NBA players rep are expected to approve the December 22nd start date on tomorrow.
Cool.
What's up? Like Sheedy? Yeah.
I mean,
That's all it is.
it's all about the money, but y'all also got to look at the same time. Like Stephen A. brought up a good point that if they were to, start in January, like that'll be $1 billion that one, the NBA won't be getting, but two, that wouldn't be the players. Like the players won't get paid. They'll be, subjected to a lesser number of their contracts. So it's like the earlier y'all start, the better,
Also, you got teams that haven't played since like March. Because
Exactly.
everybody go to the bubble. So
I'm going to say this. Don't be surprised if you don't see your favorite players out there to start the season, especially from the Lakers and the Heat. Don't be surprised. So
Yeah, I think I kind of saw this coming when there was original back and forth about if they will start around Christmas or if they will start in January. I just kind of knew that at the end of the day, the owners and GMs kind of flex their muscles to say like, no, this is happening around Christmas time, regardless of whatever y'all want to say. LeBron, if you sit out for a month, like to Trevor's point, or Jimmy Butler, if you got to sit out a couple weeks, like I kind of saw this coming, so not surprised, but happy to get some more sports back on TV.
I think I'm on the opposite side though. I don't think that they're gonna wait. Like you got to think like when there's Olympics and stuff, like players only got like a month to rest and then ready for the season. Like it may be one of them cases. Like I don't think LeBron, especially on Christmas, who wants to watch the Lakers without LeBron? Like
yeah, but the Olympics that's one thing. You know the Olympics are coming. You know what I'm saying? Like you prepare for that mentally in advance. But like this is kind of like I mean I'm happy that it does start early, but I mean I just foresee LeBron like I'm from chill because I mean you to go from the bubble to resting for like maybe like a month and some change, and then go back to playing intense basketball because you know the NBA gonna put their prime game at that spot. They're gonna put Lakers and Clippers and whoever else.
Yep.
It's gonna be ugly, but I foresee LeBron like I mean I ain't got nothing to prove against the Clippers. It's gonna be Danny Green and friends against Kawhi
and everybody else.
Yeah,
Danny Green, the man want to talk about
that sounds like a 90s sitcom TV show on Nickelodeon.
Danny Green and friends.
I ain't trying to hear that. The folks said 4 months off. All right, let's get on to college football. Trevor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop, Sheedy.
Unfortunately, it was a very, very, very long Saturday for our beloved Memphis Tigers. As we were routed, for lack of a better term, by the 7th-ranked Cincinnati Bearcats, 49-10. Before I proceed, I'm just going to start with Skylar, Savage, Sheedy, Sharky, then Toot. Okay, Skylar's like, no.
Nah, he going first.
Okay, I just want to get you guys' thoughts on the game, and then I'll just, once we finish, we'll round back and we'll talk about the Tigers going forward.
First of all, Sheedy, you can get kicked off this podcast if you want to. Nobody cares that you finally got a pick right this season. But I guess that was a game. I said this a couple weeks ago. I can't wait for the day that Memphis finally has average defensive backs in the backfield. I'm not sure what average DBs for the Memphis Tiger looks like. Cincinnati, who was hysterical this season, is known for running the ball. Absolutely threw the ball at will, just throwing the ball downfield. They were getting – I just felt like at one point either Cincinnati's receivers were going to catch the ball or there's a pass interference. One of the two. We're not getting a stop. So I kind of feel like that for the entirety of the game. Shout out to Sheedy for finally getting the pick right. I guess it's just try to win the rest of the games this season, I guess. So, yeah.
Y'all, I can't tell y'all the last time the Tigers scored this few points. I felt like this was like 2010 freshman year at the U of M, and we had Larry Porter as our coach, man. It was just can we fast forward to next year and have another quarterback? Because I know roller coaster quarterback play. Trust me, I'm an Eagles fan, and Brady White is arguably a worse roller coaster ride than any other quarterback that I've seen, man. For him to be a 6-year senior, talking about coming back for a 7th year, I don't even know how many years it's been, to be honest. like, get us out of this hellhole of just like of poor quarterback play. Like people talk about Brady White and like his whole, greatest Memphis quarterback. Get that mess out of here. I ain't hearing that mess. I don't care about stats. Stats don't mean nothing to me. I know he's won games, that's fine, but like this is ridiculous. Like the plays, the throws. I can't, man. I can't. I don't have nothing to say. I mean, defense. We knew defense was trash. We knew it. Like we knew that. But the offense it lies solely upon the quarterback who touches the ball every single play. And Brady White, 6-year senior, came up short. That's all I got.
But my thing to that point, Travis, and I know she's about to go. It's just my thing about it is like at some point the defense can't constantly give up 30. Like that's my thing. It's like
true that.
the offense can't always have an A day like the Cincinnati. Like they're not going to always have a good day. So there needs to be times where the defense like gives them some form of break and say, okay, we might not give up 30 today, but we'll give up 20, 25.
Speaking of defense, Austin Peay should fire their president or whoever's the AD over there because they're about to hire Memphis' defensive coordinator. For what? I don't know. What? I don't know.
No, chill out.
For what? And he took the job down. Sir, what are you doing?
I wouldn't go to Austin Peay. Have you been to Austin Peay?
I have. But
okay. No, say it.
It's not my first pick that was right, but I'll check my stats, Skyler. The other one is, as I watched the video last week of us, I noticed that I was cut out when I said Cincy was going to win at the end. They didn't make the show, but it's going to make it this time. 49-10 was a shellacking, but something's going on with the Tigers. I think not even just the defense, like offensively. If you look at their receivers, no receiver averages more than 6 catches a game, like over that span. No rusher averages more than 75 yards per game. They just don't have a quite an identity. I had a little bit of hope for them going into halftime, down 21-10. I thought I could make some adjustments and come out, but they were even more flat in the second half, giving up 28 straight coming out. And so I just don't get this team, what's going on. I look for, greener pastures, but they definitely weren't going to take that to Cincinnati and win. Cincinnati is a better team. They proved that. And you guys and Memphis, University of Memphis football just needs to buck up and get ready for the next game. But that was a loss, and hopefully we learn from that and find out something on offense to work, man, because that ain't cutting it. And to y'all's point, this 18-year quarterback y'all got who's been there since, I don't even know when. Why you not figuring this out? Like, you're in the college realm for this many years and still not figuring out a decent pass game for yourself. I don't get it. A lot of these yards that he had were just garbage. So I'm not even going to express those stats.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you the problem with the offense. You're missing Kenny Gainwell and DeMonte Coxey against a good defense. We played all them yards the Cav Austin guy was against UCF. UCF is just like us, no defense. Throughout this whole run they've had, Cincinnati actually have a defense. That's the difference. As for our defense, I apologize for thinking that an average quarterback could, still be average against a bad defense. I learned that in college. I'm learning that in the NFL with my Tennessee Titans. Like, bad defense is bad defense against whoever at quarterback.
Yep.
Any quarterback can do good against bad defense. The Cowboys, same. Like, I've seen quarterbacks that we just look at like, who is that? And they can go off against bad defenses. So, learn my lesson. If you got bad defense, I'm picking the other team no matter what.
I just wanted to say that on Saturday I was a Longhorns fan instead of a Tigers fan. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I mean, that's your team, though.
Yeah.
Right, you say instead. That's your team.
I mean, but, Memphis is still in the heart, man.
He ain't playing them in like 3 years.
But it's Power 5 with Texas Power 5, though.
Power 5.
Hold on. Skyler, you stay over there because we just found out you rock with Alabama. So you stay over there, my guy.
And USC.
And y'all just recruited a linebacker that looked like he could play in the NFL right now.
If we talking about other teams outside of Memphis,
the fact he didn't even deny when I said y'all in the group meet.
There you go.
I said y'all need to chill.
Paying attention.
To us is y'all and him is us, bro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He Alabama. But as far as Memphis goes, man, y'all hit everything right on the nail. Like, we really.
Bro is not 17, bro. Bro look like he's 23 to
man, he like a black Goku.
Hey, take that down before we start checking him. That's you
Hey, forever a Memphian, dog. I don't care where I'm at, but speaking of Memphis, like I said, y'all hit everything right on the head. Whenever you do go against a good defense, especially with somebody as inconsistent as Brady White, and the ball was in his hand a lot, and we really couldn't make anything for it. And you look at the amount of rushing yards that we have, it's the amount of fingers are blown up. Like, that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you just coming off a win. You, like I said, we didn't know how it was gonna happen, but we did beat finally UCF, and then to come back and lose in dramatic fashion against, or not even dramatic fashion, in dramatic fashion against a top 10 team is like, hopefully better luck next game, like pass the controllers. Like, ain't nothing we can say at this point. We missing two of our biggest offensive weapons, and we definitely looking like it now.
Yeah. And this is just well on point of what I predicted the Tigers would be of scoring 8-2. So now I just need them basically to run the table the rest of the way. But real quickly, of course, the Tigers got to march on. So they have a game at home this Saturday against South Florida. Their favorite, the line is 17.5. Memphis is favored by 3 scores pretty much. Over under is 65. So it looks like they're expecting Memphis to put up 40. So real quickly, same order. Give me your predictions.
Let me see something here really quickly. I believe Memphis is at home, right?
Yeah, Memphis is at home.
Memphis is win. Period. It's that simple. When Memphis is at home, 9 times out of 10 they're winning. Go Memphis.
All right. Savage.
Yeah, USF is an inferior team. They're 1-5. Memphis should win. They'll be able to score points this game. They don't have to go against Cincinnati's defense in this week. So yeah, give me Memphis by. They'll cover.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. They should cover, if not, go exceeding. But yeah, definitely, I think this is a bounce back game for Memphis. Brady needs this, and so I got Memphis with this one.
All
right, better smoke them folks. Give me Memphis.
Of course, let's go Memphis with the sweep, man. We got to bounce back from that.
Yeah, Memphis wins easily, covers the spread. Memphis bounces back. So.
Took.
Yes, sir. So Sunshine, who we talked about last week, Trevor Lawrence, who I feel like will be coming back to Clemson, is making his case to come back even more because now he has been diagnosed with COVID. He will be with the team. They go against Notre Dame this weekend. He will be going to Notre Dame with the team, but he will not playing. So yeah, how do you guys feel about Sunshine? And y'all think he should even be going with the team if he got COVID? We start with Trevor, Lito, Savage, Sheedy, Sharky. Let's get it.
Well, before we talk about him, can any one of y'all pronounce his backup's name, please? I just wanted to see if y'all left.
Not even gonna try.
I'm not even try.
Okay, go ahead, Trevor.
I forgot his name.
Well, in the case with Trevor Lawrence, I honestly, before he was announced that he was going to be out this Saturday against Notre Dame, I honestly felt that they were going to try to rush him back. At this point, I think he's playing with everybody with this whole notion with him saying that he may come back to Clemson for another season, which I don't basically believe at this point. He'll sit out this game against Notre Dame, and pretty sure Clemson will still be able to take care of business as they've been doing all season. And Trevor Lawrence will make his way back probably in a week, 2 weeks, depending on how his COVID test results look. I really don't see how this really affects Clemson that much, especially with these next couple of weeks. So Trevor Lawrence, he'll take his time off or whatever to recover from COVID, and he'll be back in, like I said, possibly 2 weeks. And the train's just going to keep moving for Clemson. So.
Yeah, for sure. This kind of killed my little conspiracy theory that I had of like, if top players such as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and whoever would actually get COVID, you know how like, of course, when the NBA bubble came up, like if LeBron James actually had COVID, would they actually announce it type thing? So that's exactly kind of how I was feeling with like Justin Fields and like other top players in college football. But he did have it. So prayers up that he gets over it and he continues to have a good college football career. To Trevor's point, I think this means absolutely nothing for Clemson. His backup, DJ Ungulale, I believe I may be close to it. I may be a little close. I actually was trying to practice that earlier today. He looked pretty well against, I think it was Boston College, I believe is who they played last week. No, not Boston College. I forgot who they played last week. But he looked pretty good for a college freshman. Now, granted,
it was BC.
Yeah. So, granted, now he is going on the road. He is going against Notre Dame. But I think Notre Dame is like the little brother to like Bama and Clemson and Ohio State. They like the little brothers, and I don't really respect them. I don't think that this game would actually even be close. Just because I don't think Notre Dame offense is as good as they have been, I guess, the past couple of years. Their defense is okay. I just kind of look at Notre Dame like a little brother, but I think Clemson will be fine.
I'm a little concerned for Clemson, just based on how they performed at home against Boston College, who historically since Matt Ryan have not been good, and so so with Notre Dame, Notre Dame's always a well coached team in the regular season. They do tend to struggle against those premier matchups. I mean, everybody struggles against Clemson, but I feel like going into Notre Dame, I feel like they probably watched the tape and were like, okay, we can potentially handle if Lawrence ain't playing, so we got this guy look like ugly ass. I don't know how do you pronounce it, man. But
that's such a Memphis answer.
That's the most Memphis answer in the history.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Notre Dame's going to win because I mean I don't trust Notre Dame either. But I feel like it's going to be tough. It's going against Notre Dame. Is he a freshman quarterback? Is he a freshman or a sophomore or something?
True freshman.
Yeah, true freshman. Bright lights in Notre Dame. Luckily, it's not like a regular circumstance with a crowd there. But yeah, I think Clemson pulls it out. And Trevor Lawrence, Tuke ain't here right now. That man gone. Let's be real. He gone like two. He gone like two right now. That man out of here.
He's gone. He's out of here. Gone. just pull Eli. Just pull Eli. Pull Eli. Get in the draft and say you won't play for Jackson.
Anybody, he out.
Yeah. I agree. Trevor Lawrence won't play another down in college football for the Clemson Tigers past whatever bowl game they go to. He is NFL talent. I feel like could have made a case last year, even though I know he wasn't, of eligibility yet to go. And so why lose your draft stock now? Even think about some guys. I think some kid from Mississippi State just went to the draft, like for what? As a running back. But anyways, I'm actually a little concerned more than I think the rest of us are with Clemson and going into Notre Dame. This is a late night game. All eyes will be on this game. I perceive because you got the number 1 playing the number 4. It's a night game. And Dabo Swinney is a great coach. Please don't get me wrong. But Brian Kelly always finds a way every now and then to wiggle his way into a what?
No, I'm listening to you. I'm just he doesn't. Brian Kelly doesn't. He doesn't. He does this every year.
Because Notre Dame doesn't play anybody.
So
except one team.
I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say Notre Dame will beat Clemson. I don't have a score for you. I don't believe it'll be a blowout. I don't think Clemson is going to bring everything they need to beat Notre Dame at South Bend. Yes, I get it. COVID, there's no fans. I completely understand that. But college sports, there's just different dynamics of college sports, enthusiasm, knowing that, this is my one chance, right? If Notre Dame doesn't win this game, they don't even talk about being in the college football playoff anymore, right? They're done. And so they need this win. Whereas Clemson potentially, because of how voters are, can lose this game and still have a way to get into the college football. So to me, more is riding on the line for Notre Dame than it is for Clemson, which is, to me, gives me Notre Dame to win this game.
Sheedy just took all my points. So around with you, outside of you said Trevor Lawrence would play his last down after the bowl game, I'm gonna go out on him and say he's already played his last down.
Oh,
that's my limb. Also, Skyler, who were you referring to when you said who's Notre Dame the little brother of? You was like they're like our little brother. Who USC?
I didn't say our. I said they're the little brother.
Oh, yeah, little brother.
I said they're the little brother to Alabama, Ohio State.
Alabama.
I didn't say Alabama.
There you go.
I tried to catch slipping.
All right.
All right. Since Tuke decided to pull the sponsor out on this, we're gonna move forward to the NFL and he get back when he get back. So, Scott.
All righty. So, first up, gentlemen, for the first game of the NFL Pick'ems for this week, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who did not look well against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week, going against a team that's very underrated and who I did not give much credit to at the beginning of the season, which is the Indianapolis Colts. Did we do a poll this week? Did we do a poll this week? Probably didn't.
No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do one later. We're gonna do it this week, but
right. We'll start the poll. We'll start the poll here ourselves. So of course the first game up, like I said, you got the Baltimore Ravens and Indianapolis Colts. You guys do have the order. Go ahead and let me know.
Can you be specific about where the location is as well?
This game, my understanding, is in Indianapolis. Let me check, but I believe it's in Indy. Let me see. Yes, it is in Indianapolis.
All right. Well, I guess since I'm first up, this was going to be because, as Skylar alluded to, the Ravens did not look good last week against Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked good all season, if we want to be frank about it. Indianapolis does have a decent defense. At one point, they were regarded as one of the best in the league. Phillip Rivers had a turn back the clock game against the Lions. But ultimately, I do think that the Ravens bounce back. It's going to be a little closer than what folks expect. So I'm going to go along the lines. I will go 24-17 Baltimore.
Okay.
So, since Duke is out, as a Titans fan, of course, I want the we're tied first place with the Colts now, so of course I want the Ravens to win. But until I actually see them beat a good team, which I don't think I've seen them truly beat a good team in 2 years. When they play a good team, every time they play a good team, they happen to lose in the playoffs or in the regular season against the Chiefs and the Steelers this year. Playoffs against us last year. Until I actually see my own two eyes, I'm picking them to lose.
Yeah, and I'm joining that train, Sharky, in regards to the Ravens have not looked as if they were a team that was ready to go up a level this season. Even with all these people that they're getting on defense, I mean, overloaded on defense, if you ask me, strength on strength. You got Des Bryant, of course, and I signed off the practice squad. But at the end of the day, your leader's not looking like your leader right now. He's not looking like an MVP that we gave him for last year. But give me the Ravens to bounce back in a close game. I think their defense will actually seal it for them on the last possession. So I don't know. They went by 6.
I can see that.
I can see it.
I feel like Lamar Jackson is in danger of getting some Cam Newton-ish. And what I mean by that is that you have that lightning in the bottle that second year. Not that Cam Newton had lightning ball second year, but just like having a strong season, and then defense is like, I got you. I figured you out now. So the man has struggled throwing the ball down the field, and the Colts defense is legit. Y'all know about Darius Leonard. We ain't got to get into that. And y'all know about my boy Frank Wright, my guy. So give me the Colts. I actually like Trevor score 24-17 Colts. Just picking the Colts instead.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I want people to give, I think a huge part of Indianapolis is like the reason they're 5-2 at this point is because of their secondary. Of course, to Savage's point, like Darius Leonard is balling. He's a really good linebacker. But statistically, their secondary is number 1 in the league. Their secondary had against opposing quarterbacks is actually number 1 in the league. So that's why, in my opinion, I think the Colts actually win this game, because if you see how the Steelers defended him, if you see how the Kansas City Chiefs defended him, everybody makes Lamar Jackson throw the ball outside of the numbers. And Lamar Jackson, if you didn't see it last week, you saw it against Kansas City. You've seen it against Tennessee as well too. They're going to make you do that. The blueprint is out. Can Lamar Jackson do that? The Ravens haven't. If people want to say the Ravens haven't played good, it's more so Lamar Jackson than him turning the ball over. I mean, if we're going to get on Sam Darnold, if we're going to get on Daniel Jones about turning the ball over, got to do the same thing with Lamar Jackson. So I'm actually going Colts in this one just because it's a home game. And even though Phillip Rivers, like I told my brother, is historically known for throwing a pick every game, I think he'll only throw 1 in this game. And I think Lamar Jackson may give him 2. that's the difference in the game for me. So I'm going Colts 20, Baltimore 17. All righty. The next game up, gentlemen, is we're going to the NFC South. We have the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sorry. Sunday Night Football. So tell me who you got.
Even though I did pick the Saints to beat the Bears last week, they did not look as great as a lot of people would expect them to be, and they haven't been that way all season. Drew Brees has kind of had an up and down season as well. Tampa Bay, they just look like they're a Super Bowl team, and it's almost like the rich is getting richer. If I'm not mistaken, Antonio Brown's going to suit up this week. Slant Man is supposed to be suiting up for the Saints this week as well. But
Finally,
yes. But I do expect Tampa Bay to win this game, and I do expect them to win big, to be honest with you. So give me Tampa Bay by 2 scores. So I'll go along the lines of 31-17.
man, I tried to drop Slant Man on my fantasy team, but you got certain players that you can't drop.
Yep.
Yeah, I was stuck with him.
Trade his ass.
So I ended up dropping Chris Godwin because guess who's coming back in this game? And that's who I'm picking to win. Antonio Brown.
Picking Antonio Brown to win over the Saints.
Give me the Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. Because he was picking AB to win.
I mean, he's coming back. They did. Now, although the Bucs did struggle some, I think last week was a weird week because we lost to the Bengals. Yeah. Packers lost to the Vikings. They probably should have lost to the Giants. So, but I picked them to beat the Saints.
Yeah, to the point that's been made, I think that Tampa Bay is starting. Listen, the Buccaneers are starting to do one of these. They're clicking, and you're adding another piece to that cog that we can all pretty much agree, no matter what. When it's all said and done, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And so when you have like some receivers, a decent running backs, great offensive line, amazing defense, I really don't see this being an issue for Thomas, and it's a bright light game. Thomas likes to shine in these games. It's not like those. Yeah, it's not like. Well, you mentioned Samuel earlier. Samuel Darnold, man, come on.
I didn't say Samuel. I said Sam Darnold.
He needs that L at the end because all he does is take those. Right.
Chill out.
So
okay.
I think that Thomas does win. I'm with Trevor. I think it's even more than 14 because the way that Tampa Bay is clicking right now, and I think New Orleans is just trying to find themselves. They got out of Chicago with a victory, but they're not the champion Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers with the victory.
The Saints defense is trash. I'm about my Bucks like Milwaukee. Bucks. I ain't got nothing else to say about that Bucks. It might be ugly. That's all I'm saying.
It looks like Milwaukee.
Savage really just took the words right out of my mouth. The Saints defense the Saints defense has not been good. You saw they signed Malcolm Jenkins. You saw they got Janoris Jenkins. They have the really good linebacker Cam Jordan is still there, but there's something about that team defensively that's just not working for them. Really, like Charlie said, they really could have lost. I won't say should have lost, but they could have lost to Daniel Jones. But he's gonna turn the ball over every game.
Of course.
So in this game here, I really want to call blowout. I really, really do. But I'm just one of those people that it's a divisional game. It's Tampa Bay. It's the New Orleans Saints. So I'm going Tampa Bay, and that's mainly just because of their defense. I think as great as Tom Brady has been over the past couple of weeks, their defense has been just as good. Ndamukong Suh is still there. JPP, Lord Jesus, I forgot he was still in the league. He's still out here getting sacks. Devin White, a really good young linebacker from LSU. So their defenses look just as good, and the Saints offense, like Trevor said, doesn't look it to me. So I'm going Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay by 10. I want to say like 15-20, but it's a divisional game. So there's that. So the next game up, we have the Tennessee Titans going against the
Come back.
The Tennessee Titans going against the Chicago Bears.
I'm still here.
Chicago Bears. This is a game in Chicago for people like Sheedy that would like to know that. This game is at Soldier Field. So Trevor, of course, lead us off. Tell me who you got winning.
This actually works well for the Titans because around this time it's going to be cold in Chicago. Of course, it's not going to be a lot of passes thrown. Chicago's defense was okay last week, but their offense, I'm just not sold on their offense, especially Nick Foles being Nick Foles. So give me Tennessee. I'll give Tennessee by a touchdown.
Gotcha.
All right.
I'll go, if I have to throw a score out, I'll go 30-23. Tennessee.
So I hinted at this with the Tigers when I said, bad defense against average offense. I'm going to take the average offense. We got bad defense, but the Bears offense ain't even average. If John Robinson, we knew he had to make some moves. If he didn't make the moves he made this week, trade him for Desmond King, cut in Vic Beasley, thank God. Cut in our long snapper, cut in Jonathan Joseph, thank God. Adoree Jackson coming back too. So our defense will be a little better. Might be a lot better, but they'll be better than what they have been. The Bears offense is that trash. Give me Tigers. And Bears are my dad's favorite team, so I couldn't bear choosing them.
I couldn't bear. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So Soldier Boy would tell him that Chicago lose. I don't think the Bears got it this week, man. I actually think this game is for the King to get started on his usual 8-week spiel. It's about that time. It's cold. Give him the ball, block, or get out his way, or become a blocker for him. And some Josh Norman. I can keep going. But anyways, I got them winning. I think it's easy. I think it's a run-heavy game. Ryan Tannehill can kind of sit back, might get you 150, maybe 200 max, but you feed Derrick Henry on this one.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is he's leading the NFL in rushing by like over 100 yards.
I digress.
Nick Foles is Nick Foles. You know what? Forgive me. I'm not giving him energy. Give me the Titans. Titans all the way up. I am back on the Titans Super Bowl bandwagon. They made moves they needed to make. I don't even believe that was a move that the fans pushed for. I think that was just the GM coach saying, you know what, fix this mess because losing to the freaking Bengals, unexcusable. Give me the Titans to right the ship behind King Henry. He going for 175, 2 touchdowns.
175?
175, 2 touchdowns. Take to the bank. Bet on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not heard the name of Roquan Smith for the Chicago Bears, please look at this at that young man because that game against what game was that recently against the Saints absolutely balled out. He is a beast, and he is the reason I do not see King Henry having a good day. The linebackers and I think Chicago Bears defense is really legit. I think they're still one of the top in the NFL. Right, exactly.
I'm riding all the way through
in this game. If the Bears had something of a quarterback, I would actually pick the Bears but because they don't, I'm going with Tennessee. So give me Tennessee 23, Chicago Bears 20. The Chicago Bears either get a pick six or a fumble return for 6.
Yes, they on the touchdown.
Hey, Antoine, I got to ride it all the way out, man. I've been saying this for a long time.
Yeah.
Where did 2 go?
He went to California at this point. Right checking on the ballots.
Right checking on his ballots. All right, so we're gonna have this last game brought up really, really quickly, and then we're gonna let Sheedy take reign over this one.
Just still as a Cowboys fan choosing this, right?
The same order applies. The Pittsburgh Steelers going against the Dallas Cowboys. This is a game that was circled on everybody's calendar beginning of the year. Sharky has removed himself. He'll come back when it's time.
I'm still here.
Yeah. This was a game that was circled on everybody's calendar at the beginning of the year. Now this is a game that's X'd out on everybody's calendar around this time of the year. So, Trevor, tell me that you got the Cowboys winning this game.
The Pittsburgh
we can make this quick, y'all.
Please don't waste time. I mean,
Please.
Pittsburgh Steelers should.
No.
The true Steelers fan would know.
No.
The Pittsburgh Steelers should win
Trevor,
this game.
No.
They should win this game. As you all know, with the exception of Cleveland and Cincinnati, because they don't count, we do not blow teams out that we're supposed to. We tend to make it an easier game, make it a more difficult game than normal. Again,
Thank you, Antoine. Steelers
should win this game. And they will win this game because I feel that Pittsburgh will establish the run early and it'll just go from there. So I'm going to go along the lines Pittsburgh 30, Dallas 6.
I know I just came back, but why is this like even a consideration? And like,
thank you too.
Please keep
First of all,
it.
you can't leave class, be gone for 30 minutes, and then question while we're going over something. That don't work like that.
It just came back from the ballot. You got to turn
You don't get to answer the question.
As long as a teacher get her hall pass back, I can be out as long as I want because I'm still making A's. I'm good.
Where's the hall pass?
And I'm right here.
Exactly. Exactly. You went to Mississippi schools. We know it. You went to mom.
Go ahead, too.
I mean, shoot, I came on it. Why is this even a game? Steelers by at least 3 touchdowns. We at least have controllers on that. I mean, the Steelers, they done already proved it once or twice. Like, you don't bet against their defense. Like, y'all got a legit defense finally. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. And then y'all don't even know who y'all going to have as quarterback, Sheedy. Zeke ain't been running the ball, so he may be throwing the ball finally. I mean, who knows?
They did run the Wildcat against the Eagles a couple times.
We ain't heard nothing about Amari Cooper, man. Amari Cooper been practicing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You got some pretty good receivers.
All right,
they didn't put my boy Sid back there at quarterback. Come on now.
Hey, shout out to Sid, man.
Let's keep it Memphis forever. You know what I'm saying? Let TP get some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know who's going to be quarterback in the Cowboys. We don't. I'm happy I came back on this topic. Sorry for my tardiness, but it is.
Plus, as Sharky said, talking about the Cowboys does drive up ratings.
There you go.
They need to be driving up how to fix their defense. They ain't got no Alice.
Come on, Sharky.
Come on, sir.
Steelers.
Come on, Sheedy.
Steelers.
Come on, Savage.
Steelers. Next subject.
I'll take the Steelers as well. The Cowboys gonna run like 8 jet sweeps anyway. So,
but you know what though? I hope Dallas give y'all some comp. I hope.
Me too.
It's going to happen because we never blow teams out.
Stop calling them Dallas. There's no D in Dallas. Alice.
I don't even. Are we done with this one?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Yeah. I disagree with that statement about the Cowboys winning another game this season, but I digress about the Cowboys for now. So I got some stuff coming up for NFL. Just want to ask some questions, get some dialogue going. I have basically 5 questions on the table that all 5 of you are going to answer each. However, you don't know this, but someone else has your same question. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle, a little bit of a debate, if you would, in regards to your question. So now y'all thinking like, man, I forget what my question was. I hope you remember. But I'm also going to let you know the order, right? So our first question is Tuke and Skyler. The question on the table, gentlemen, question 1, right now, which team do you think doesn't make the playoffs?
Oh,
we know one ain't playing no defense that we just got done talking about.
That's too easy.
Let me preface this by saying that y'all don't know what y'all talking about. We know Dallas ain't going to the playoffs. I'm talking about the current seeding of the 7 teams that we have. Which one of those teams do you think will not make it? Do you need me to go through it?
Nah. We got it. All right, so I'm gonna go in the NFC. I kind of separated the NFC and the NFC. The team NFC, I'm gonna go Los Angeles. I think Savage got to put me on the bandwagon. Like they're 5-3. They do have the 7th seed right now, but it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna mess up. You know what I'm saying? And Savage has always been on the bandwagon of being overrated. I can agree to that, even though when they went to the Super Bowl, 2-3 years ago, they're a good team. Shout out to Henderson doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they continue that streak, especially with Chicago right up their heels. And then, you know, who knows? My Panthers may take the field, but that's another talk for another day. I'm gonna go AFC, and I'm going to go because I'm not finna count my boy Baker out, of course. I'm gonna go Indiana because I think Las Vegas is a team that I think y'all know how I talked about the Bills last season as far as being underrated. I think that a lot of people aren't paying attention to the Raiders that they should be. They did beat Pat Mahomes. I think they beat the Patriots, not the Patriots, Tom Brady and them. They were close to being Tom Brady. So you got to respect their defense. And I think they're going to squeeze into it. And I don't think Indianapolis stays with the 5-2 record that they do have. So
cool. Well, it's kind of Skyler, you
Sorry. I didn't do AFC and NFC for the sake of time, so I only did one team. That one team, ladies and gentlemen, to what Tuke just said, will be the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns would not make the playoffs. And you're laughing, but I'm so serious. Count the Steelers in. You can count Kansas City in. You can count Baltimore in. You can count Buffalo in. You can count the Indianapolis Colts in, and you can count the Las Vegas Raiders to exactly what you just said. But I mean, it's funny how you don't mention Baker Mayfield at all, too. It's just so funny that
I just said I'm not gonna count them out. I literally just said I'm not gonna count them out. Did everybody?
Okay, because I'll mention these stats for you. Mr. Baker Mayfield has 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on 60% completion rate. That is absolutely terrible. That's actually the last half of worst in the NFL league. Now the Browns do have the easiest schedule in the NFL left. I will give them that, but I don't trust Baker Mayfield. If I have to pick a team, whether it'll be, I know for a fact the Colts will make it because of their defense. But if I have to choose a team between the Raiders and the Browns, I'm going with the Raiders. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. OBJ is out for the rest of the year. Nick Chubb is going to come back at some point, but at this point, everybody's just going to stack the box and make Baker Mayfield beat them, and that's not happening.
Got you. Oh, thank you. By the way, if y'all don't know, this is Brianna's brother. So my brother-in-law.
Oh, the OG.
Hey, Brianna, brother. Shout out to you. I did.
I figured
The OG.
I figured with your last name. I like that's. I like that.
Yeah.
What you got here?
So question 2 goes to Trevor and Sharky. As you kind of heard some whispers, we didn't get a Sweet 16 from the NCAA, but we might get a Sweet 16 from the NFL, right? But I wanted to know who will be your Final Four right now. When I say Final Four, I mean who's in the AFC Championship and who you got in the NFC Championship. And I don't care who goes first, whether it's Trevor or Sharky.
How it go? All right. I am going for the AFC. I like defense, but one team has Pat Mahomes, and their defense they've been playing okay this year, but I still don't trust them in real time moments. But they have Pat Mahomes, so give me Chiefs and give me Steelers in the AFC Championship. As for the end, yes, I'm a Titans fan saying that I need to see our defense play better before I choose us for anything. NFC, same thing as the Titans. The Seahawks, their defense suck. I know Russell Wilson playing out his mind, but their defense suck. And the NFC is better than the AFC. So give me the Packers and Bucks.
That Packers pick from you was kind of surprising. Actually, it's very surprising.
Very surprising.
Better defense.
Well, for your AFC pick, I'm actually going to echo those sentiments. I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which, if everything goes according to plan, which will be in Pittsburgh in the snow, which I do like our chances in that game in the snow. As far as the NFC, I'm actually going to go with Tampa Bay and Seattle. I know Seattle defense is trash right now with Jamal Adams out. They did just acquire Carlos Dunlap from the Cincinnati Bengals, but I just don't see outside of maybe Tampa Bay. I don't see another team in the NFC that can actually knock Seattle out before Tampa Bay at this point. I think Green Bay has a chance, but I think they lose early to either Tampa Bay or Seattle. So give me the Seahawks and the Bucks in the NFC Championship.
That defense is trash before Jamal Adams got hurt, so ain't no difference.
Right. Next question on the table. This is the bubble is kind of like the same thing with NBA, right? You don't really have the fans. This is really getting out to the X's and O's of football and coaching. So when it comes to coaching, I'm talking to Savage, then followed by Trevor. Who has impressed you as a coach thus far in this season?
All right, so y'all know I'm static. But can y'all tell me who is the number one team in terms of like scoring defense per game, like points against?
Miami Dolphins.
It is the Miami Dolphins. And so Brian Flores is my coach that I'm most impressed with. I said it last year that this team can be a threat in terms of like going to the playoffs. And Brian Flores was the former I forget what kind of coach he was at in New England, but he has like a defensive background where he was like a linebacker coach, cornerbacks coach. So this is his side of the ball. And one thing that I value as a coach is that your side of the ball should always be on point. I'm looking at Mike Tomlin with Pittsburgh. I'm looking at Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona. Like, you should be balling. And so Brian Flores, they have a 3-game win streak. They are number one, like I said, in points per game defense, number one in punt return yards per play. They're the only team with a punt return touchdown. They're number 8 in turnover differential, but that's a tie. So they're technically like 4th. They're tied for 2nd in takeaways, and they are 3rd in third down defense. So we don't really talk about Dolphins defense a lot compared to like Pittsburgh and other teams, but the Dolphins defense is legit. And then on top of that, to have the wherewithal to say it's time to start Tua, because I got a defense that I can lean on, and I can have Tua go out there and get some valuable experience where we might get into the playoffs. And we all know that getting playoff experience is valuable for a young quarterback. So Brian Flores is my coach that I'm most impressed with.
Man, you actually took the one that I was going to use, but I actually have another one on deck. I'm actually going to do I'm going to go a little bit unorthodox. I'm actually not going to go with a head coach. I'm actually going to go with a coordinator who's impressed me the most, and that's down in Tampa Bay, and that's Byron Leftwich, the current offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, you can attribute everything to Bruce Arians, Tom Brady, Gronk, all the weapons that he has, but as a coach, you're only as good as your staff. And Byron Leftwich has, from his playing days, has quietly done a tremendous job in the coaching round. And just to keep it short, I can definitely see Byron Leftwich in the head coaching job soon. Tampa Bay is averaging around 30 a game as far as on the offensive side. So, of course, he's doing his job. And, again, I could definitely see a possible head coaching job opening up for Mr. Leftwich. So if I had to go with someone, it'll definitely – outside of Brian Flores, because I think that was a clear cut one, it would definitely be Byron Leftwich.
Two brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I was about to mention Black Lives Matter right there. Just with Tua, man, who knew? I mean, I didn't know. I didn't pick it last week about him starting and what he's been doing. So kudos to you all for that one. My next question, it goes, I'm going to go Tuke, then Skyler. So what player, team, or coach has let you down? So I can either be a player, a team, or a coach has let you down so far. I'll start with Tuke and then go to Skyler.
Okay. I actually have a player and a coach, so I can go ahead and get them out the way. The player, of course, earlier, and let's be real, a couple episodes ago, we actually end up taking away his nickname and calling him by his original name. That is Kirk Cousins, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God, you took mine.
I mean, I can let you have it. I got to
go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? But Kirk Cousins, he's having a really, really disappointing season. Atlanta, they always disappointed. Don't get me started.
That 96 curse, man, that just still exists.
It still exists. Olympics, bro. You called it, Trevor. You called it.
It still exists.
But when you look at Kirk Cousins, man, he still got Adam Thielen, who's balling out, still putting up top 5 numbers. But everywhere else, he's not looking the same. He don't have the same swag that I affectionately called him Kirko for a reason. Like, he was balling. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't looking at what kind of food he was posting on Instagram, how season or unseasoned it is. The dude was balling. And now this season, I don't know if COVID hit. I don't know if it's because of 2020, but this isn't the same Kirk Cousins that I'm used to. Maybe Stephon Diggs was a big part of the offense. Who knows? So that's definitely the player that I'm very disappointed in. As far as the coaching go, I'm actually go Bill Belichick. As for a lot of reasons that people won't say and hadn't even brung up is the fact that if you look at the quarterback, who is Cam Newton, who's my favorite player here in Carolina, he had no weapons. So what's going to happen what is happening with him being in New England? Again, he has literally no weapons, and he's taking the blame for why the New England Patriots are doing so bad. It's not his fault he can't throw the ball to anybody, or he's not able to throw it because he don't have anybody to throw to. You know what I'm saying? The defense, even though I'm not going to talk about the Patriots defense because they are missing some key parts. But when you look at the trade deadline that just passed, like, you had prime opportunity to get somebody. You could have got, Antonio Brown back. You could have got a Dez Bryant trial. You could have got somebody for Cam to throw the ball to offensively. And they chose not to. So I'm real disappointed in that, you know what I'm saying? Because Cam did start out the season balling.
Like that one, Antoine, where you said not Diggs, but Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
We saw that coming.
He was offensive coordinator from Minnesota.
And then just before Skylar goes, I do just want to add to the whole thing with Kirk Cousins. A lot of everything that he's done well, and of course with his struggles this season, has come because of Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook being in and out of the lineup pretty much for a good part of the season has probably played into Kirk Cousins' struggles. And even just last week when they beat Green Bay, like, Kirk Cousins only threw the ball 14 times at that point. Dalvin Cook had, I think he was over 30 carries for like 160-something yards, 3 touchdowns on the day. So a lot of
my thing is, the Vikings have never ran this much. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, a consistent running game, Dalvin Cook is a beast, but I don't think they really ran this much. Like, Dalvin Cook running 30 times, like, nah. Even their running back, the second string running back is putting up numbers.
Well, I think that game had more to do with Green Bay. I think if you've seen any physical team that's gone against Green Bay, you've seen them run the ball and you've seen them run it down their throat. Green Bay looked absolutely terrible, which is why I was kind of surprised that Sarkey had Green Bay in this Final Four. But to answer Sheedy and the question about what team is, I guess, what team has not impressed you the most? He kind of stole my answer, so I give 2. But Minnesota was on my list. Mike Zimmer, who is known for his defense, who's known for at least having Minnesota have a good defense, and Harrison Smith and all those people that are on that side of the ball. But defensively, they have not been well. They're actually ranked number 30 in the league. Kirk Cousins, to 2 point, has been terrible. And I feel like regardless of if Dalvin Cook is going to be that essential to your quarterback, then don't pay him all that money. It's just as simple as that. And if Kirk Cousins is going to be that bad, I see 1 or 2 things need to happen. Either Kirk Cousins is going to go or Mike Zimmer is going next. 1 of the 2. But Minnesota right now is 2-5, actually last in the NFC North. How many people had Minnesota last in the NFC North? Exactly. But looking at it. But I think to switch my answer up a little bit, it's kind of easy, which is why I didn't say them originally, but the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have been absolutely terrible. It's not just offensively before Dak got there, but defensively, Mike McCarthy, Jesus Christ, looks terrible. You see who won that marriage between Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. So the Dallas Cowboys, for me, have looked really, really terrible. And to me, honestly, because I was looking so much forward to the Steelers and Cowboys game this year, and to know that like all the buildup that came with this game, like the family going to Dallas like just for the game, and now there's like no hype. Like the game will probably be over by like halfway through the first quarter. Kind of disappointed at that, but hey, a win is a win.
You should get the Harris world.
Now we beat the house.
Yeah. Not going to speak about the topics that I should, but I'll just keep it moving. So last question on the docket goes to Sharky first and followed by Savage. And I want us to think.
It's my mama.
Hey, mama.
My mother-in-law.
Hey.
So the in-laws are just joining us today. I see. So there was a time when we talked about Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots were undefeated going through the season, and then they ran into a dark horse, right, for the Super Bowl. There's been times when the Steelers have just like picked it up towards the end. So my question I posed to Sharky and then followed by Savage is, what is one team that we should be looking forward as a dark horse right now and why? Again, starting with Cap and then going to Stat.
Man, I got one from each conference. Give me the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC. That defense, Phillip Rivers, he tends to, go crazy turnover, but behind the offensive line, I believe he may could finally break through with the Colts. He's had good teams in San Diego sometimes, but the Colts, they're coached differently. They have a really good coach. And Frank Wright, who has won a Super Bowl with the Eagles, and you see what the Eagles have done since he's left, right? And as for the NFC, give me and I put him as my top 10 quarterback on my personal list before Kirk Cousins ended up on the list, but give me Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals is my dark horse from the NFC.
Good one. Nice.
I like it.
I only pick one. And it's
hold on.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
You need to stop the whole podcast.
Whoa. I can't even think straight no more.
That's why he's been real hurt.
Okay,
so a couple weeks. We've been laughing.
I'm sorry, Savage.
So my dark horse team,
the Giants.
Low key, this team has been quietly playing great defensively and have improved since last year. So last year, this team was known to give up several downfield bombs. This year, their longest pass given up, which is surprising for me, was only 42 yards. This team is second in the league in sacks per game, meaning they're getting to the quarterback, and they're third in the league in sacks per game. So second in the league in total sacks, third in the league in sacks per game. My dark horse is the Philadelphia Eagles, y'all. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know what's funny?
All that stuff we've been talking about the Eagles this whole season.
No. You know what? No. This is good. This is good. You know why? No, this is good. Because we're in the show. Get in the Savage Bowl.
No. Can I finish though? So y'all, Sheedy texted me and said, make sure that it's somebody that's not they're a dark horse. So this is the reason why I'm picking the Eagles. One, they will guarantee to get a home game, period. Right? We all have seen the past what it looks like to play in a home game in a hostile environment, i.e. Seattle Seahawks versus the Saints back in 08, 07, whenever that was, I don't know. A game in the league is going to be hard to play for anybody to go in there and play, period. Trevor has said before that he expects the Bears to lose to the Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field for a playoff game. That's just what it is. All right. 2, at some point, y'all, Carson Wentz has to not regress, but progress to the mean. Do y'all know what that means? At some point, he has to be average. Right now, he is throwing the ball insane. Last year, Carson Wentz only threw 7 interceptions for the entire year. He played all 16 games, despite y'all saying he's injury prone. He has not been hurt yet. Has he been hurt yet? He has not. Last year, they played the Seahawks in the playoff game. Does anybody know the score of that game that did not include Carson Wentz? Does anybody know the score of the game?
17-9.
17-9, which means they held the Seahawks, the best team in the league right now, to only 17 points, and they put up 9 with Josh McCown, who just got signed to the Houston Texans main roster. Y'all, he asked for a dark horse. I gave y'all a dark horse. Why are y'all looking at me crazy? The Philadelphia Eagles.
Let me tell you something.
The Philadelphia Eagles will scare any team if Carson Wentz can get back up to being an average quarterback, because their defense is quietly good. Go ahead, Scott.
You should go into politics, Savage.
I swear.
You should really go into politics. Because let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with the pick. It's who the pick is coming from. See, you're giving up on the Eagles, I swear, at least 8 times. At least 8 times.
But you know what's changed? So you know what's changed, Skyler? When I get new information, I change my opinion. I've said that on Twitter several times. The Dallas Cowboys are not winning the division. We know that. The Giants, they're going to fumble the division if they get to the top of the division. The Washington football team may get it, but they're not ready yet. So the only option is the Eagles, who, once you get to the playoff, it's 0-0. We all know that. Don't act like we ain't seen the Giants go from the 6th seed to the Super Bowl with trash play throughout the entire season. How would I know? NFC East representative. Sheedy knows that as well, too. So, and also, didn't the Pittsburgh Steelers do that, too? Come on now, y'all.
No. Again, here. There's no. If Sharkey said the Eagles, I would have an issue with it.
Let me get them. By show of hands, y'all don't have to say a damn word. If you agree with my next statement, just show a raise of hands. Was this the nicest that Savage has talked about the Eagles in 3 weeks? Maybe.
Yes.
Raise your hand.
Yes.
Savage, I need you to make up your mind. Either you are a fan or you are not a fan.
I got a comment too.
Because the talk you've been giving us about the Philadelphia Eagles,
information has changed. In the past 3 weeks, information has changed. Dak Prescott got hurt. We have receivers now. We have receivers now that have appeared from the sky. We've been blessed with Travis Babb.
Okay. Point B that I'm about to make. You the talk you just had was like you got faith in Carson Wentz to be okay.
It's not faith. It's at some point he has to progress to the meme, not regress. Progress.
He got to go from terrible to okay.
Yeah, that's all we need. It's average. That's all we need is average. If he's average and not throwing, like, this is the thing. If y'all go back and look at Eagles games, Carson Wentz has given every offense field position. The Steelers should know that we gave him a lot of interceptions. They get the ball right at their 40-yard line, the 30-yard line, and they score really quickly. Aside from that, like I said, the longest passing play over the entire year was to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 42 yards to Chase Claypool. That's the longest passing yard that we've given up all year. The defense
you literally went from my team. I don't care if my team beat the Cowboys or not. They may not.
He wanted them to tank 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Information has changed, y'all. What do y'all want me to do?
Sheedy,
ask me a question. What do y'all want me to do?
He's a fan.
I'm gonna take Sheedy's part. The dark horse answer is Las Vegas. Simple as that.
She asked me a question.
I thought, honestly, that's all I thought he was about to say.
I honestly thought so too.
I mean, that defense won't take good.
Can I ask y'all a question? Knowing what y'all know about the Philadelphia Eagles defense and what I said before, if Carson Wentz is at least what he was at the end of last season, y'all remember him balling at the end of last season, correct?
Yeah.
If that Carson Wentz come back, and we still have the defense. Brandon Graham is 3rd in the league in sacks. He's never had these many sacks before ever in his career. It's never happened. I've watched him since 2010. If he's at least what he was last year at the end of the season, would they not be a scary team to play in the playoffs?
No.
The team that could have beat the Seahawks last year if we had competent quarterback play.
No.
You make very great points. Those are great points. It's just the fact that you want to tell them to take 3 weeks.
Information has changed. I know. If your girlfriend cheated on you 3 weeks ago, don't you change your opinion about her? Like, come on, man,
y'all. I'm loving this right now. Like,
not 3 weeks ago. What?
I'm loving this. If Savage should be a politician, Timothy Trevor should be a religion because
you trolling.
I told Savage.
You trolling, bro.
I told Savage that the Eagles will win the division after they beat the 49ers. I actually said that. And I said they'll get their home.
He laughed
at us. Me and Trevor. We've been calling him on the show.
And yeah, I went even further and said, and I went further and said that they will beat the Bears in their one and only home game.
Information has changed.
To advance. So
Sheedy, close us out, man.
Sheedy, you a teacher, bro. Sheedy, you a teacher, bro. Can you put incomplete on this?
what I can put is that there's some information has changed.
Information changed.
And something missing from the paper.
Look on
Yeah,
Twitter. Look on Twitter.
Information has changed.
I like the pick.
Information changed.
Oh my God.
You're making that a t-shirt too.
Information has changed.
Information has changed.
Information has changed.
That's a new t-shirt.
Giants are untrustworthy. Washington football team is not ready yet. They're a good team. They're not ready yet. That's all I can say.
Boy, if you don't sound just like Donald J. Trump, oh my God.
Whoa.
Information has changed.
Whoa. I'm a black man, not an orange man. Whoa.
With hair. Look at that.
I don't believe this, man.
Wow.
We set it up so well.
Sheedy, I think you gotta give us the questions and let us pick which we can't have that happen again.
No, that's the fun of it. The fun is drafting the questions, and the funnier part is me selecting who I want to go first and then who I want to counterpunch.
Come on, you made me go
Fun part.
You knew he was gonna do that. You knew
shouldn't
that.
have had it go at all.
You see what's
You
happening?
just as trash as he is.
And he saved it for last. He saved it for
Yeah, he
last.
saved it for last. That was smart.
Y'all had
you-
this.
you
Y'all
slick.
can't troll the troll, man. I get it. You can't troll the troll though. I get it. It's funny. It's all funny.
Sheedy and Savage are just as trash as the NFC East.
Mm.
Whoa.
I'm right with my NFC.
I mean, they both in the NFC East, so I mean,
Whoa. We will revisit. What this episode 112? All right, 112.
You already know.
Let's
Please.
revisit this.
you're gonna have a heart attack next week.
I might.
Information will change.
I'm just laughing. I'm happy right now because
But two,
I just can't wait to get
I
the
should
t-shirt.
leave this team again.
by next week, information will have changed.
Again.
Again.
Again. Well, I hope Washington take television.
Sheedy,
I need the Savage Bowl. I need the Eagles against Nick Foles. I need right now. Just for Savage's sake.
That's the McMill championship right there. Hey, listen, I thank y'all for thinking about these teams and these questions and going deep and getting these. That's what she said. Like topics together. The Vikings I didn't see that one coming from both of you. But
Because I know how to be honest.
Well, look at Savage's tweet. If Sheedy is texting you, I'm probably up to something. And then I'm going to send it over to the L of the month, to the cap for that.
This guy
Go
right
ahead.
here.
Yep.
Shit was
Go ahead.
not-
Yep.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
right here.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This guy right here. Screenshot this.
Hey,
Yep. Go ahead. Yep.
Is this the first time we've had the same person appear on L of the Month twice?
There you go, bro.
Do that 7 months?
He would be on it for November. This is what we're talking about October.
Wait. Why? What I do? If the Eagles, wait, I'm be quiet.
I'm playing, bro. All right. Y'all than white man. Major League Baseball for this middle of the game COVID announcement of Game 6 of the World Series, or Nuggets Twitter for not including Melo's picture in the favorite all-time Nuggets photo. And I am about to actually show that photo, so I could jog the people's memory. But if y'all don't remember, it just happened last week of the World Series. What's his name? Justin
Turner.
Justin Turner.
There you go.
They announced, they told him during the middle of the game that he had caught COVID. We didn't really 7th inning, 7th or 8th inning. Took him out the game. Yep. So we're not giving him the other month for coming back out and taking the pictures. I'm gonna save him that because they just won the World Series. That's baseball for announcing that he got the COVID in the middle of the game. That's what the problem is it.
Yeah.
This picture went out. The picture went out loaded up for some reason, but y'all choose. Y'all know what we're talking about. I'm still gonna try to get the picture up.
I really would like Kevin Cash for the Tampa Bay Rays to be listed as L of the month. I know that the COVID thing is a little bit worse than that, but him pulling that picture with 5 and a third innings left, and he was rolling, and that essentially lost you not only the game, but that lost you the World Series. And who's to say? Well, of course, Walker Buehler was next for Game 7, and he's been throwing gas for the past month or two. I'm sorry, it's Kevin Cash for me. But if that's not an option, then of course I'm going MLB as a whole with the COVID-19.
You can add him. I mean,
You can add him.
People vote.
Kevin Cash is eligible.
I forgot all about that. I'm shocked that I didn't think of it. So,
because the Nuggets are trolling on that one. They trolling.
Yep. Is that Knicks band excellent in the back?
yes.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony. Like I don't know too many Nuggets fans outside of Denver and Jalen Wallace. But to have Nick Van Exel on before Carmelo, shout out to Jalen, is disrespectful. It's disrespectful. I leave Billups on there. I leave Jokic on there, of course.
Hold on, you leave Billups on there?
Chauncey?
If you think about like the furthest the Nuggets of winning the playoffs, Chauncey Billups was the point guard.
Who was his teammate?
I mean, come on now, y'all know how to do that.
I'm putting okay.
Who are you taking off this list?
Huh? I take Chauncey Billups.
Well, all the smoke today.
I take Chauncey Billups.
I mean, I ain't fucking with this one. I'm good.
If
this was favorite Pistons of all time, then there's no question that Chauncey Billups is on the list. But we going Nuggets.
No, somebody said Mr. Milkdale can go.
Well, you better think about the episode tomorrow when Brett ain't looked at Tommy. I said, damn, what's up with it?
Sorry, I'm done talking for that.
Yes.
Well, you don't get none but a laugh when we're listening to us. God bless you.
Yes.
That's a candy.
What's your L in the mud, Trevor?
Well, I'm gonna go since Skylar added it and I forgot about it. I'm actually gonna go with the manager from the Rays, essentially losing the World Series with that move that he had by pulling Snell. I think it was the bottom of the fifth, sixth. I can't remember. Bottom of the fifth. Yeah, you got to go with that. It's not even a question.
Savage.
I don't think I would pick the Rays manager because I mean they were going to lose anyway. I think the Dodgers were just overall a better team. Like at some point they were going to lose that series. The Nuggets, however, they chose to lose by not including Carmelo in that graphic. Like you had Chauncey Billups. Like first of all, Nick Van Exel, I don't even remember him playing for the Nuggets. What? Like you could at least put like Fat Lever or Kiki Vanderway, somebody like what y'all doing?
Canby.
Yeah, can be like come on, like y'all put no, stop it. And secondly, I realized it, but I just realized again that Jokic has Melo's number. What were y'all doing giving out this main number? Like what y'all doing? So yeah, give me the Nuggets because at some point they have to retire Carmelo's number. Like I don't understand why they didn't retire it. I mean, not retire, but like didn't just unofficially retire it in the first place.
Retire it.
Which is crazy to me because he's one of their best players of all time. But hey, it's the Nuggets just losing. They may or may not have bad karma going forth in the future.
Hold on, why is Sheedy looking like this? Like you finna disrespect Carmelo Anthony in the Nuggets uniform? Not now. I want to smoke.
I'm on mute.
You want the smoke or you want to smoke?
Both.
That was too easy.
Come on, Scott.
That's a tweet, man. That's a tweet.
We have 4 shirts on the
both
and your new state has passed that law, so you're welcome to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, your new state. So to me, what Savage says is Carmelo's one of the greatest of all time, and so I kind of have.
I said Nuggets.
Okay, now see that part I didn't hear. Right.
Okay.
Because I thought you said greatest of all time. So yes, to me, there's a disdain there because I don't believe he's one of the greatest of all time. When you talk about the Nuggets, name a season where Carmelo did not take them to the playoffs. That's disgusting. And so you got to give it to leave off Carmelo. The same thing, and I'm gonna talk about this like at another time. The same disrespect that the Denver Nuggets are showing to Carmelo, mark my words, the Atlanta Falcons will show to Michael Vick.
Oh, of course.
Oh, they already did.
They ain't retired the jersey yet.
Right, we know that.
They already did. Yeah.
NFL ain't gonna allow that.
Well,
I'm sorry. The other one was just white privilege, if you ask me. The COVID thing is a white privilege.
What about Kevin Cash?
The pool, you mean? I'm with that. I think Momentum. Baseball is momentum. I get that part. I definitely hear that, but I think eventually the Dodgers had enough to win the series. Maybe not that game. And to your point, that really did take them out, but I think the Dodgers will still win that series regardless if they lose that game.
Yeah, it was only 1-0. I think they would have got Kevin Cash. Who was the pitcher?
Ben Snell.
Ben Snell. Yeah.
With the score being 1-0, he literally had to shut them out, and they were the best run team. He did it for 7 innings. They were the best scoring team. I believe they probably got him eventually. It won it. I want this to be a tie, Skyler. Trevor, I'm sorry. I wanted to take it to Twitter with a tie. Give me Nuggets, man. Leave Melo off. Trolling, whatever. Nah.
It's fine.
I like Chauncey Billups. They had that man on the list. I know he played for the Nuggets on 2 different occasions. I know they got to the Western Conference Finals. Let's be real. It's the name of the show.
I get it that Chauncey is from the Denver area, but come on, that's just a little bit disrespectful.
I like Nick Van Elson until I found out he played for Cincinnati. I didn't see when Cincinnati used to beat Memphis, and he used to beat Memphis all the time. But come on, Nuggets.
Probably had another lefty before him. Shout out Jalen Rose. But anyway, that's all I got.
All right, this was funny, hilarious. I love you guys. Glad Took made it safely to Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
The desert.
What you gonna do about hot wings while you're there? Like you no longer get like Memphis wings. Like, what you gonna do?
I swear to God, I was on Twitter and somebody put a post ranking like the best chicken wing spots in Memphis. And I'm like, damn, I can't get none of these.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
You gotta get the recipe, learn yourself.
Learn how to cook it. Look, because I know they ain't got honey gold. I went to an Asian spot up the street and they didn't even know what sweet tea was. So I'm
they have no Asian thing? No Asian thing there?
Let's go to Mexican spots.
Man.
Right. What you gonna do about like it ain't no happy Mexicans out there? Like you can't do no Mexican restaurants.
Well, they might have some authentic.
Nah, they got real Mexican food.
Yeah,
but
it ain't
Mexico.
Yeah, but see, they ain't gonna have like chicken wings that they stuffed up.
And it ain't gonna be the same, bro. It's not gonna get the
same. You go to a Mexican restaurant and get chicken wings.
That Al just was to say the only person I know go to a Mexican restaurant and get chicken.
Every single time. When y'all see me in person again, I'm 20 pounds lighter. Y'all gonna be like, yeah, he
20 pounds lighter out there. I don't know what you can eat. You can't even get a sweet tea.
Yeah, bro, that hurt my heart.
For real?
Oh, hold on. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Went to Dixie Queen, right? First of all, it's not Dixie Queen. Second of all, they don't have chicken strips.
What's the name?
I can't remember the name. We can. Me and my
what they have, Dairy Queen? Look, man.
Dairy Queen got chicken strips.
We call them Dairy Princess, bro, because I ain't have it all. So it's like first couple of days, it's been struggle, but it is what it is. You know, Chick-fil-A.
Oh, bro, you don't get no Jack Purdos out there. You don't get no Gus's chicken.
All right, Skyler.
Uncle Lou's.
Do they got a 4-for-4 out there?
The Fattest Bucks podcast, y'all hear. But anyway, before we leave off,
we got you.
I have a new.
When I get back home, I need some Rotel.
Sheedy, you know not to go to Sheedy's house. Just
all right.
Visit one of them.
I ain't even gonna text him. And I can't even go to Savage house because he got that negative energy over there. He don't know what he doing. Wow. I'm gonna have to come through, bro. See, hey, man.
Hey. I'm coming to you too. What you mean? I'm coming to you. I'm bringing that thing in.
Keep that negative cloud in Memphis.
If Savage try to pull up on you, give him the wrong address, and when he eventually finds you, say information has changed.
Wow.
Information has changed.
Oh, man.
Good night.
Wow, I'm done.
Average 2024. Tagline.
Hey, Savage.
Has changed.
Hey, real talk. When Savage said I'm putting it up on you, bro, I thought about Birdman when he walked into with Charlamagne the God.
The Burger Club.
I'm putting it up on you.
As you finish or you done?
All right, man.
Information has changed. Please be on the lookout for this shirt.
That's gonna hit.
Information
That's
has
gonna hit,
changed. Savage
That's
2024.
All right, man. Before we end off, I got for my Titans fans, shout out to Savage for the graphic. I got Let's Tighten Up.
Yeah.
New podcast hosted by me about the Titans. Bring on guests, Titans fans. Let's get it. Let's tighten up. Name of one of our episodes from 2 years ago when we beat the Patriots and the Cowboys back-to-back weeks. And Savage kept saying, let's tighten up. And thanks for the graphic, bro.
I like it. Good luck to you on that one, man.
Yes.
You did something right.
All right. Well, like I said, if y'all need graphics, hit up Savage. Y'all need music, hit up Toot. Or tell
Don't hit up Savage.
Graphic, man. On that graphic. You just saw that graphic.
Information has changed.
Right.
He gonna give you a quote to do it originally, and then you go to pay it, and then now you hear and accept it.
And look, you're gonna realize it's a misspelled word, so he gonna make you repay this.
Exactly. And you can be like, why? Information has changed.
All right, on that note.
You say that at first.
Peace.